I'm not sure how long or short I'm gonna make this video, but my intention for my channel is anytime I have something that I believe to be profound to say, I'm going to do my best to say it and articulate it as best as I can, because I don't know who out there it might resonate with. I'm very much into spirituality. I'm very clear and cognizant with regards to what an everyday person would go through with regards to spiritual warfare. So I think that is going to be the underlying focus for this channel. Within the past few years, I have went through many shifts and many changes, and I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people out here or out there that has experienced shifts and changes, people coming, people going, people leaving their lives, people coming in, disturbing peace, people coming in to test the waters, test your boundaries, whatever have you, whether it be friends, foe, family, co-workers, bosses, and the like. I actually thought it would be good to address some of my experiences, because the past few videos on my channel has to do with spirituality, being an empath. I do consider myself as an empath. When I put myself around certain situations or around certain people, I'm very highly sensitive. I spend a lot of time by myself, which that wasn't always the case. I actually had to learn how to be by myself. And I think the most important thing when you're learning yourself and learning to be by yourself and learning to love your own company, you have to apply self-love. You have to be okay with doing things by yourself. You have to be okay with detaching and being less codependent. I think it's really important that in order to be spiritually strong and spiritually aware and know what's best for you, you have to be okay with being independent of the outside world and things around you. Because there's a lot of distraction out here. There's a lot of people who set out with the intention to confuse you, distract you, set you off your path, set you off your course. And it could be very disarming, you know. I consider myself a popular loner, a happy loner too. I'm the one that will always come late and leave early, you know, because I don't like crowds. I'm always the one that will go places by myself and be comfortable being by myself, where other people would think, oh, that's weird. Why she's always by herself? She's always showing up by herself. She's always going out and doing things on her own. And that's just because over time I've grown comfortable being alone. That's not to say that I don't like to be in anyone's company, or I don't like company, or I don't have friends, because I do. I just think that it's more important when you have a great relationship with yourself. And I think in any instance, you're supposed to have a better relationship with yourself as opposed to people, friends, family. Like, I would really consider having a better relationship with myself than having a better relationship with family members, friends, co-workers. It's very important to build rapport and get to know people and not be so closed off. But there are times as well where you do have to withdraw to build autonomy. Again, withdraw to build your own sense of autonomy. It's important. It's important to know what it means to be independent and feel good being independent, and not only independent physically, as far as not always having to be in someone's face, but being independent of thought, being independent of mind, being able to think critically as opposed to relying on what the general consensus would say or depending on groupthink. It's very important to rely on your own laurels, if you will. You may have to walk this journey alone, and it's okay. It's uncomfortable, and it will be uncomfortable, especially if you are used to being around people for the majority of your life. You're used to getting praise, you're used to getting validation, you're used to codependency. You may not see yourself breaking away from a family unit that's toxic, or friend unit that's toxic, or a relationship dynamic that no longer serves you. Just a little backstory. I have lived in Hawaii for the past 6 years. I moved here by myself 6 years ago with the intention to heal, with the intention of separating myself from my former life, with the intention to grow, with the intention to find myself. And it was all self-discovery. And it took a very long time to get up the courage to embark on that endeavor by myself, because I was a person that was very connected, or felt like I had to be connected to family. Even though I wasn't physically there, I felt like I always had to be in touch with people that was from my past or people that I grew up with. And I just came to the conclusion and the understanding that over time, that was not going to be conducive to my growth. And although, you know, some people would look at that as, oh, you're being selfish, you're just going to cut people off, or you're just going to separate yourself. I think separation and isolation is very important. You won't be able to know who you are and discover who you are unless you give yourself some time away, or you separate yourself for the time being. It doesn't have to be forever, but in some cases, because you are growing and you're elevating to a certain level, not saying that you're better than anybody, but for the intention of growth, you do need to separate. You do need to go find yourself. You do need to get out of old paradigms and shift yourself out of certain timelines and realities to get to where you need to be. People talk about growth all the time, and people talk about, you know, manifestation and chasing your goals and chasing your dreams. But I do believe that you can't get to a place of manifestation. You can't follow the laws of attraction unless you physically, mentally, emotionally make the change and have the intention to do so. You can't elevate and be stagnant at the same time. You have to pick one. For people who are willing to do the work and willing to shift from the old timeline and the old mindset and the old way of thinking to evolve into something new, that's going to be very difficult at first, because you have to remember, you're shedding old versions of yourself. And for people who want to grow, you're constantly shedding old skin. You're constantly shedding what you have accumulated, the ideologies, the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings. You're shedding all of that as you grow. And you can't carry everything with you. Relationships, past relationships, old relationships, some people are not meant to go where you're going. It's not to say that you no longer love or have respect for the people that was in your life, but not everybody is meant to travel with you. You got to think of it like a train station, right? Everyone has their own destination and everyone has their own stop. And everyone paid for a ticket that could only get them to a certain destination. You'll get on a train and talk to someone, and you could be having a great conversation and you could be building very good rapport with that person, but that person has to get off and go their way. Same as you. You could be talking to them, having a good old time, and you do not want the conversation to end, but your stop is right there and they have to remain on that train. So that's how you got to think about relationships in life. Not everybody is meant to travel with you, and we each have our own destinations that we have to get to. I'm not doing this YouTube channel with the intention to, be nobody's guru or give anybody life advice. It's what you resonate with. Throw out the bath water, keep the baby, or you can throw out the baby with the bath water. It's really up to you. My journey, I needed someone who was already at the level and wanted to grow and had life experiences and wisdom to share. I wanted somebody like that on my journey, and a lot of the times you have to figure it out on your own. And I think with just the experiences that I've been through and the many shifts and transitions that I've made over the past few years, I definitely want to impart that on someone that I feel may need it. So until next time, ciao, peace.